15వ ఆర్థిక సంఘం సిఫారసులను వ్యతిరేకిస్తున్న రాష్ట్రాలన్నీ కలిసి ఇప్పటికే ఒక సమావేశాన్ని కేరళలో ఏర్పాటు చేసుకున్నాయి. ప్రస్తుతం అమరావతిలో రెండవ సమావేశం జరగబోతుంది. ఈ సమావేశం యొక్క ఎజెండా ఏంటి, ఈ సమావేశం యొక్క ముఖ్య ఉద్దేశం ఏంటనేది మనతో మాట్లాడడానికి కేరళ ఆర్థిక మంత్రి థామస్ ఐసాక్ మనతో ఉన్నారు. ఆయన అడిగి మరి తెలుసుకుందాం. సార్, వాట్ ఈస్ ది మెయిన్ ఇంటెన్షన్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ మీటింగ్స్?
We are all afraid that if the Finance Commission strictly follows the terms of reference given by the central government, then states are going to heavily lose in revenue. Not just the states which are participating in this conclave, but all states in India. Because this terms of reference is doing something which is unheard of. Last Finance Commission had raised the share of states in the central taxes to 42%. So apparently it looks like from 32% to it increased to 42%. But actually 32% does not cover planned funds. There was planning at that time. While 42% includes the plan also. This is for the entire expenditure. Therefore, they are not comparable. In fact, the real increase in the share would be something like 2-3%, that's all. But here, in the terms of reference, this Finance Commission is asked to see that how this increase in the share of states have affected the central expenditure, central finances and so on, almost forcing the Finance Commission, prompting the Finance Commission, no, reduce the share of the states. Now constitutes a constitutional provision that the states get grant in aid for meeting deficit. That's to say, after the Finance Commission award is implemented, some states may still face deficit, so those states are given deficit grants to mitigate the problems that every citizen in India, wherever you may live, have a minimum level of living standard. Now, it's a part of the Constitution. Constitution does not give permission for central government or the Finance Commission to review whether this deficit grant should be continued or not. Like that, I am certain there is an attempt being made to curtail the borrowing powers of the state, put conditionalities on them. So what we are debating is not whether how southern states may be affected. All states in India are going to be affected. But southern states have taken the initiative for that. And in this conference, Delhi, Bengal, Punjab, I think Mizoram also may come. We have invited Orissa. So let's see who all comes up. So it has now become a conclave of all states who are critical of terms of reference of the 15th Finance Commission.
Sir, on one hand, central government is saying that we are giving 42% share, that is increase of 10%. On the other hand, they are cutting the central government schemes. What is the intention of the central government?
Central government intention is very clear. They want to reduce the share of the states in the taxes. So they are making all sorts of alibis. For example, they even go to the extent of saying the Finance Commission must review how the compensation for GST is affecting the financial center. Now, the compensation is not coming from central government funds. There's a compensation cess. It's a earmarked money. But why should, everybody knows this, but why is the central government even introducing such irrelevant things to the terms of reference? Intention is very clear. They are trying to bring up every argument possible to reduce the share of the states. And as I told you, 42% is not an increase of 10%. 32% and 42% refers to different things. Because when 32% was there, there was planning commission. Planning commission used to give plan grants to states. Now there is no planning commission, no plan grants also. So 32% does not include the plan grants, while 42% assumes that there will not be in future plan grants, and that is also subsumed into the tax share. And therefore, everybody in right thinking knows that 32 and 42 cannot be compared. But why is the central government bringing it to the TUR? This simply to put pressure on the Finance Commission to reduce the share. These are things that central government should put up in their memorandum, not as TUR. So this is an attempt to intervene, to ensure that the Finance Commission is given the freedom to do its constitutional duty.
The center already said that AP, they should adjust the revenue deficit of the AP government. But not only AP, for other states also who has deficit, they used to, sometimes they used to give some money to the states. But after 15th Finance Commission, is it possible to spare all these things, sir?
Yes. Very much possible. We all understand the problems faced by Andhra Pradesh. Particularly after bifurcation, it has suffered a heavy loss in revenue. It needs to build up a new capital and so on. So no, the other states are not against Andhra Pradesh being given a special status or additional allocation. You see, they are very genuine concern. So there's nothing in the Finance Commission terms of reference which makes it impossible to give special consideration.
Sir, the central government recently in GST, they tried to introduce 3% additional cess on sugar. This is a big burden to the state governments. Is it give a right decision from GST issues?
We are totally opposed to it. Even Andhra Pradesh government and also Telangana government opposed it. Reason is this: GST, we subsumed all cesses into GST. Now they are introducing a cess. So this is a bad precedent. Two, if you are looking at agrarian sectors which are in deep trouble, they have to be specially helped. Do it from central government's budget. If you put 3%, you get something like 7,000 crores. 7,000 crores is nothing but 0.4% of center total expenditure. They can easily give 7,000 crores as additional support for sugarcane. But if they want to do it, then there are other crops. The rubber in Kerala used to get something like 200 rupees per kg at one time. Now is below 100 rupees. So I want to support. In fact, we have declared 150 as the minimum price. Sometimes the price go even below 100. So market price, the gap between the market price and the price we have fixed, we give every month to every farmer. It's a very heavy burden. So let there be a cess for rubber also, let there be a cess for cotton. There are other crops which are in dire need. So why sugar alone? That's because there is a political motive to it. We are not against the sugar farmers. They should be supported. But why sugar farmers alone? That's not correct.
Sir, finally, what is the conclusion of this session? You'd like to meet President or Prime Minister after this?
Now, when we met last time, we all gave separate interviews to the press. Now this time, we have reached a consensus on the issues. So it will be a joint press conference explaining our position. Two, very, very importantly, we would have drawn up a memorandum in this conference. And that is the objective of the meeting, to draw up a memorandum. which all of us are agreed upon. And we will seek the permission of the President to submit to him. We are going to demand that terms of references be changed. In the 13th Finance Commission, after the terms of reference were announced, there was a change. Certain changes were made. So there is nothing unconstitutional about changing the terms of reference. So we are going to demand to the President that terms of reference be changed. We hope that the President will pay attention to our serious concerns and take action, or at least ask the central government to consider our requests. And if the central government does not concede to our request, we will continue to raise these issues before the nation through appropriate methods.
థ్యాంక్ యూ. మొత్తం మీద తీసుకుంటే కనుక రాష్ట్ర ప్రభుత్వాలకు 15వ ఆర్థిక సంఘం యొక్క సిఫార్సులు కనుక తీసుకుంటే తీవ్రమైన ఇబ్బందులు కలిగించే విధంగా ఉన్నాయి. ఒకవైపు షుగర్కు ₹3 పెంచుతూ ఉంటున్నారు, అదే సమయంలో రబ్బర్కు, కాటన్కు, మిగతా రైతుల విషయంలో ఎందుకు కేంద్రం నిర్ణయం తీసుకోవట్లేదు, ఎంత పొలిటికల్ మైలేజ్ కోసం చేస్తున్న తతంగం అని చెప్పి థామస్ గారు చెప్తున్న పరిస్థితి కనిపిస్తుంది. కెమెరా పర్సన్ అప్పారావుతో సత్య, ఏబిఎన్ ఆంధ్రజ్యోతి, విజయవాడ.